everyone, and thank you for watching Waiting Makes You Whole. This is video number 9th video already. This is the second part to the finances, taking over your finances. The first video I did was mostly talking about my single aspect of how I took over my finances being a single mom. But I wanted to do a second part, and I wanted to do it on finances and marriage. And so I have my friends Eddie and Brenda here.
Hey.
And they also oversee married couples, but they'll introduce themselves. And they have how many years married?
32
on Thursday.
Actually, next week.
Wow, 32 years married. So I wanted people that actually been through stuff, and 32 years married, I know that you've been through a lot. So I'm just gonna ask them a series of questions, and they will tell me their real life experience and share Christ through it as well. All right. So question number 1. Did you guys talk about finances before you got married?
No.
No.
And the reason we say no is because we were very young. Even today, I'm talking about 32 years ago, but even today, most couples don't really dive into the importance of finances.
Mm-hmm.
That seems not to be a priority if they think they make decent money, if they think I got a good job or I've got an education. And for us, we had to learn the hard way.
So after you got married, and since you guys didn't talk about it beforehand, after you guys got married, how did you guys end up handling your finances?
Well, I was the only one that worked, and I worked 3 jobs.
Wow.
Not one, not 2, but I had to work 3 jobs. Brenda was pregnant, and then our son, our oldest son, Gio, was premature. So when he's born, 1.5 pounds, he needed all her attention. So for the longest time, she didn't work. So I had to step up, and I had to make sure that the finances are there for all of us.
Okay. Do you guys have joint accounts or separate accounts?
Joint account.
Joint accounts. Why did you decide to put it joint and not separate?
Well, I was raised in a family where everything was everybody. What I learned from my parents was everything goes in a pot, and if you need something, you get it, or it's gotten for you. It's worked for us because we've always been very transparent. I know that in today's society, what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine, because I work for it, and all of the excuses or justifications, and that's good. Whatever works for couples today, but for us, the transparency and the just having one account, a joint account, it works for us. If I'm going to spend money, hey, by the way, I'm going to pick this up, or she'll call me, hey, I'm at the store, I'm going to spend this, and we discuss it, or it's just go ahead, do it, or hey, remember, we have to do this first, or we have to pay this, or just as long as you don't go over this. So for us, that works.
Okay. Do you feel the same way, Brenda?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Who handles the budget?
He does.
You handle the budget?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me why he handles the budget.
I get nervous.
Really?
Yeah, he knows how to play around with the money
Uh-huh.
if need be. I get nervous and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. So
Really?
there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's crazy because I'm the spender.
So that was
And
going to be my
she's the
next
saver.
question.
But I think that she gets overwhelmed because we've got so much that we have to pay out. But it works because she keeps me balanced. And she makes sure that we have a certain amount of money that we save every month, regardless of what's going on, regardless if it rains, shines, or snows. We're saving X amount of dollars.
Okay.
So
So
that works.
you bring a good balance.
Yes.
So you keep him in line if he tries to overspend.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Share a testimony of when was the worst financial crisis, what was it, and how did you guys get through it?
That was in 2008. Okay. Yeah, we lost our dream home. We lived there, and
In 2008.
In 2008, we lost it, and that was hard because we didn't know where we were gonna end up, where we were gonna be, how we were gonna get into a new place. You know, they asked you for first and last, but somehow God made a way, and we made it through that.
Yeah, 2008, as she says, we lost our home. I lost my career, my job. After working at a place for, I think it was 12 years, it folded because of the economy. So I went from making 6 figures to making $11 an hour.
Wow.
In a warehouse.
Wow.
But one of the things that I learned was that what got me where I was going to get me to where I was going.
Amen.
So we don't think about how people get where they're at and what they apply. And one of the things that I guess we can share in this segment is that for us, understanding what serving is and understanding what being good stewards is the key to any type of success. The Bible says that we must become servants. And that's just not about money. It's not just about currency. It's about a posture. It's about, it's about how we're created. Everything that was created gives. You know, the clouds give rain. The sun gives light. Everything, the intention of everything that's created, it's created to give. So, Eddie, so how do you give in a place where you've lost it all? Well, you can give integrity. You can give honor. You can give responsibility. You don't betray those things that God has established as principles, regardless of your loss. So I went to work at a warehouse through a temp agency a month later. And I started making $11 an hour. But I treated that place like it was mine because that's what got me in the prior position. So I began to run that place and work at that place like I owned it. And 10 years later, I was running the place. I was a subcontractor. I was a vendor. And I was an employee. And people don't realize the days and nights that I struggled with being faithful to now what seemed to be little for me. But in turn, God was shifting something about where we were headed at this time. So now I recuperated the home. I recuperated, and we recuperated the finances. But now we have more time. I used to work 80 hours a week. And now we have more time to really give what we're born to give.
Good answer. I said that in one of my videos, how even though you felt like you lost all those material things, you still had the root to all things, which was Christ. And then not only that, everything that was instilled in you, you was able to bring that all out and still regain everything that you had previously.
Absolutely. So the loss of the physical material things, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard, and emotionally, it's a roller coaster in your sense.
I don't have a house anymore.
Exactly, exactly. But when you understand those principles, and you understand that you must go through a process, and I think that's a very important word. We want things now. We want to drive up to a window now, the church, and get prayer and give our offerings and leave. Everything's a process. And if we honor the process will honor us. And my satisfaction in all of this was that I remember sitting in my living room with my family, with my 2 boys, and with Brenda. And one of the things that impacted me the most is like, hey guys, I've got some bad news. We've lost this home. We have nowhere to go, but we have each other, and I'll figure it out. And they said to me, we go live in a tent with you if we had to. None of this matters. And so for me, it was encouraging to know that the principles that I had instilled in them were now given back to me. So you will reap what you sow.
So how do you guys handle a financial emergency? Let's say somebody, a child, or maybe your mom or your dad is in need of some type of financial help. How do you guys handle that? Do you guys communicate?
Oh yeah, we communicate. A lot of times we pray about it, but the communication part is the key. And yeah, we discuss it and we come up with a plan and see what they have and see what we have and try to combine it and try to see how we make it work, right?
Yeah, but always with the mindset and the posture that if we do have the resources, 9 out of 10 times, how do we help? That's the posture of serving. When we understand that God restores seed to the sower, it's so that we can continue to be a resource to those that are in need, to continue to give back, and to continue to really teach people in those situations or those crises. Hey, we are here. We're transparent. If I tell you in passing, hey, let me know if you need anything, I don't just mean that. I mean, I don't just say that. I mean that. I don't just say that. Yeah. And there's a lot of people, and I'm guilty of that. There's a lot of us that say things that we don't mean.
Yeah.
You know, how are you? I really don't care how you are. But we should. You know, we should brace for the truth and saying, well, now that you ask, and then have an hour conversation about it. If you don't mean it, don't say it. So we've become people that love to serve and love to be at the disposition of finding a way to meet people where they're at and meet their needs. And I think that that's what's made us unique. Not everybody's born this way. I think that we have a gift of relationships. We have a gift that allows us to take this posture, and it's natural. So yeah, we do talk about every aspect, and most of the time, it's a look. If we're in front of a person, you know, we know already because God's confirmed in us. Yeah, that's something. Now, there are people that, for whatever reason, they think that we have, so we're just going to unleash. And we also discern that, say, let me get back to you on that one.
And that's why she said you guys pray about it before.
Exactly. Let me pray about it.
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you. And if we don't, and if we don't get that release, then it's just like, hey, we can't right now.
One last question, and that is, what words of wisdom or financial advice? Since now you guys have how many? 32 years?
32.
Almost 33 next week.
No, 33. 32 next week.
Oh, 32 next week.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now that you guys have been married for 32 years, what financial advice can you give somebody who's going into a marriage?
Wow.
Or even engaged, like before you get married, like what should you guys talk about?
Ask for credit scores, bank statements, debt, bills.
I'm telling you, yes.
Listen, one of the things that we talked about, I think you were
here. The credit report has all of that. Yeah. Right? I want to see the credit
discovery. Report. Ladies, especially you guys. Ladies, discovery. What that means is do your research on your man, on your future man. Ask questions. Guess what?
And why gotta be the ladies and not the men?
Because most of the time, the ladies are the ones that overlook, or the men oversells. So he pulls up in a new Benz. Automatically, you're thinking, oh, he's good.
No, pull that credit report. Let me see.
He can have a $300 FICO and bought that a buy here, pay here kind of thing.
It's true.
So you know, don't let the eyes deceive you. And it's funny, but it's true.
It's true.
Whatever financial issues that you don't know about, they're coming home to you.
That's right.
So when you do this and when you unite, whatever financial issue there is, now guess what? It's yours.
Yeah.
So if he's got 10 baby kids and he's got a $5,000 child support, guess what? That's going to affect you at some point.
Yeah.
And vice versa, guys. We're not putting money as
That's right. It's not God.
as God, or we're not putting money as the reason why you want to get with this person. But the Bible says that money solves all things. And it's imperative that what you take out of that is that he or she is responsible. He or she honors how to spend money. And most importantly, get a financial advisor.
Oh, yeah.
We did it several years ago, and I beat myself every day on why it took me so long to do it. And it doesn't cost a thing. They take it out of whatever you decide, hey, you know, you want to put away. Their fees come straight out of that and out of the growth. So it's not like you have to pay $300 a month for a financial advisor.
I did that recently.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
Recently.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's arming yourself with tools, but make sure that you're happy with your finances before you go into marriage. It's like, make sure you're happy in every aspect of who you are.
Yes. That's why we're doing the Waiting Makes You Whole.
Come on,
We're
girl.
being whole.
Before you decide, hey, I like you, or hey, I choose you. Because those things, if they go unsaid, they'll visit you. They'll ring your doorbell in the middle of the night, and you're like, where did this come from? But you were too excited and too into him or her, and everything will work out.
And like we say, follow your heart, but take your brain with you.
That's right.
I think that's a perfect
I like
note.
that.
Follow your heart, but take your brain
with you.
with
Yeah.
Thank you guys
You're
for
welcome.
your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.